little less than 1 year from today, you will go into the voting booth and you will select the next president of the United States of America.
I think elections are about the future. But how do you determine what will happen in the future? Well, you have to look to the record. You have to look to what we say in campaigns.
Egotism,
and what we have done during our
narcissism.
Islamofascism is real.
Their goal is to unite the world under a single jihadist caliphate.
Use fear and falsehood.
My view is we had a double Guantanamo.
What do you talk about when you have nothing to say?
This is insane.
Some of these people frighten me. They frighten me.
President Bush has talked about our staying in Iraq for 50 years.
Maybe 100.
The danger from Iran is grave.
Well, I'm not concerned about the voters.
It'll be a really nice fruitcake.
But I can't be president unless you choose me to be, and I hope you will.
Deficit financing, big government, more taxes, more bureaucracy, more regulations, more policing the world. What are you guys talking about?
This country is in a revolution. They're sick and tired of what they're getting, and I happen to be lucky enough to be part of it.
Revolution logo, I don't know, I ripped it off of somebody off the internet. I happened to see something like that where they did the backwards love. And all we did was put Ron Paul on top of the logo and it exploded.
He said, and the candidates are ready for tonight's Republican presidential debate.
Sent those to Granny Warriors, and a lot of the activists that were there in support of Dr. Paul, they held them up, and the cameras got their first view of them, and that's when it kicked. It went cross country.
Well, he is one of the 10 presidential candidates to face off in tonight's debate right here on Fox. But I got to tell you, I have never seen so many viewer emails urging us to get a candidate on our air as I have with this particular gentleman. How are you going to stand out tonight?
Well, I guess just telling the truth like I did last time.
The justification for his positions, the reason that he took the positions that he did was based in individual freedom.
A national tamper-proof ID card.
Yeah, I think that's critical.
They have to have a document.
A national special card.
Absolutely.
A tamper-proof card, a database, name, date, birth date, biographic information.
Dr. Paul.
I am absolutely opposed to a national ID card. This is a total contradiction of what a free society is all about. The purpose of government is to protect the secrecy and the privacy of all individuals, not the secrecy of government. We don't need a national ID card.
Would you work to phase out the IRS?
Immediately.
That's what they call a softball.
And you can only do that if you change our ideas about what the role of government ought to be.
He'd talk about central banking, which is off the table. I mean, it's not even an issue. No politician raises it. No presidential election has ever turned on it. It's just been quietly removed from the political conversation. He brings it back.
We live way beyond our means with a foreign policy we can't afford and an entitlement system that we have encouraged. We print money for it, the value of the money goes down, and poor people pay higher prices. That is a tax.
The big impact was when Ron Paul started to appear in the debates. There were 11 guys on the stage, and 10 of them were saying the same thing, and Ron Paul was standing out.
We must win in Iraq. We're going to have to engage in the Middle East. This is a global effort we're going to have to lead. We will do whatever is necessary. The Iranians could grab the Shia South. We have a new strategy.
Very confrontational and very aggressive.
There will be chaos
that will spread to the region and to the rest of the world.
They ultimately want to bring down the United States of America.
Congressman Paul, you voted against the war. Why are all your fellow Republicans up here wrong?
Ron Paul is not the snappiest speaker. He's not the soundbite guy. He can't just say something real quick.
I believe that when we overdo our military aggressiveness, what it does, it actually weakens our national defense. I mean, we stood up to the Soviets. They had 40,000 nuclear weapons. Now we're fretting day in and day and night about third world countries that have no army, navy, or air force, and we're getting ready to go to war.
The things that he's talking about don't have soundbite answers. You have to explore things a little deeper to understand what he's talking about. So he's trying to give you some backstory when he's giving you his answer.
Surprisingly. What does it say that he's doing so well in our text messaging among those watching Fox News?
To be honest, says absolutely nothing.
Maybe he's a little bit better organized and having his organizers do the necessary dialing.
Well, that's just those crazy Ron Paul people texting over and over. Now, we all know you text one time. Thank you for your vote. Fox News appreciates, watch Fox News. You text again. Sorry, you can only vote one.
Senate that received more campaign contributions from active duty troops than all others put together, of course, is Ron Paul. And it really says a lot that the politically aware people in the military, those that are paying attention and engaged in the political process, are supporting someone who advocates an immediate withdrawal.
We had to become our own media. That was a big part. I mean, the internet was a major driving force in spreading the word.
What was so wonderful about the Ron Paul campaign is the new free press was utilized, the internet. And that was wonderful because that's the next generation. And even though there's a lot of things out on the internet that aren't true, the truth is there. You just have to dig for it. And that's what's exciting about the internet as opposed to traditional media.
We now are a nation known to start war. We feel compelled because of our insecurity that we have to go over and attack these countries to maintain our empire. We have over 700 bases. We're in 130 countries, and we're talking about bombing Iran. It is such a dramatic change from what is truly American and truly constitutional.
We're about to go where no man has gone before. We don't do it because it's easy. We do it because it's hard. One small step for man, one giant leap for Ron Paul.
Make signs, I'll put up signs, spread the message everywhere. Spread it.